All right, well, hello again, and today I've got something just a little bit different, right? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to address something that I see a lot in lab reports, honestly. And what I'm doing here, I've got a plot here, right? Now, I tell my students all the time, and do not give me too many significant figures on these things, right? You're measuring stuff with calipers. You've got 3, maybe 4 digits on that. You've got forces that have maybe 3, 4 digits. And then Excel wants to give you 18 digits out, right? In this case, we've got a little bit of an issue, right? In that we've got something that's got, 25,275. That might be a little bit too much. I might want to see 3 significant figures on that instead of 5. A reverse problem that I see often is that I'll see students with data that should have at least 3 significant figures, and this isn't as bad, I don't think, but it's still pretty bad. And they'll produce a line like this that says, y equals 3 times 10 to the 4th x, because it's rounded to 1 digit. And that's also an issue. In my head, not quite as big of an issue. You're not claiming that you have precision that you don't. Instead, you're sacrificing some of the precision that you do have. I don't want either of those to happen, though. And how do we correct this on a trend line in Excel? Because students say, "Oh, I can control what's going on in the actual spreadsheet part, but how do I control what's happening in the chart?" The way to do that is first thing I do is I click on the chart anywhere. As long as I don't click on the line, I'm okay, right? Usually I pick part of the background. It's nice and tame. When I did that, you may have noticed at the top of the screen, instead of having no menu, I'll undo it and do it. Notice I just have bendinglab.xlsx. Yes, this is somebody's data. I will not mention names. If you recognize it, that's fine. It was just something handy that I had floating around, right? So I've got nothing up top. And notice how Bending Lab is going to move over to the left. It's going to be your left too. And you have this Chart Tools menu. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose Format. And I've got this drop-down menu all the way on the left. Okay. So I'm going to choose the center strain gauge Trendline 1 equation. It's a mouthful, but that's what we need, right? Now, I've got that selected. Notice how it's picked. In theory, I could have just clicked on it, but I wanted to show you the longer way in case it was not really easy to click on. Sometimes you have 2 trend lines on top of each other like this, and you can't pick one or the other. That's where the drop-down menu wins, right? And I've got this Format Selection button here. I can click that. What I can also do is I can right-click on this, and notice it says Format Trendline Label. It's going to get you to the same place, okay? I hit the Format Selection button, and this menu pops out. And I've got a category. It's currently set to General. Format code. If you know a lot about Excel and Word format codes, feel free to play with this. I know just enough to know that I don't want to deal with it, right? I'm going to choose Scientific with 2 decimal places. Hey, look, I've got 3 significant figures. And that took approximately, with me talking about it, 3.5 minutes, right? So that's how we can control how many significant figures appear, both in our R² value, as you can see, and in our trendline equation. So now if you want to treat this as a slope, or the slope I should say as a physical quantity, which this is a bending lab, this is stress on the vertical axis and strain on the horizontal, it looks to me like I've got some kind of Young's modulus value here in terms of the stress versus strain, okay? So that's how we can get this to work pretty quickly, okay? Thanks a lot, and thanks for watching, and let me know if you have questions.